Donald Trump standing behind his plan for new tariffs.
Those tariffs set to take effect tomorrow. The plan calls for 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian goods and an extra 10% tariff on Chinese imports.
Trump's announcement this afternoon has rocked Wall Street, the Dow dropping 650 points on the day as investors worry about price increases, inflation, and potentially a North American trade war.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley speaking with a trade expert and local business leaders who are divided on if these tariffs are a good thing or not.
Tariffs on imports are set to go into effect this week, while on one hand, economists say it'll hurt a lot of Americans' bottom line, but some American steel suppliers say this is good for business.
Oh, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
To say Brian Nelson of Spartan Sheet and Coil in Romulus supports the looming tariffs would be an understatement. The second-generation steel man who focuses on materials for HVAC and roofing companies says domestic mills, suppliers, and processors are seeing a spike in business upwards of 15% thanks to the proposed tariffs. Steel and aluminum orders often have long lead times.
The people that have been buying international or importing steel have had, some of their better cards taken away, I would say, right? Because the playing field has been leveled.
The 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico that were delayed for a month are set to go into effect Tuesday, along with an additional 10% tariff on imports from China. Next week, the Trump White House will impose an added 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports.
So if you buy or bring in a piece of steel or aluminum from Canada or Mexico, it's going to be hit with 50%.
Are there examples of some specific industries that might benefit in the long run by this protectionism? That is possible, and one example of that could be, for example, the steel industry.
Michael Greiner is an associate professor of business and trade expert from Oakland University.
We import an extraordinary amount of our goods, both from China as well as from Canada and Mexico. So as a result of that, that goes directly against the bottom line of American consumers who are going to be paying more for these goods.
Maisha Cook, manager of 1 Hour Heating and Cooling, says the tariffs will impact the cost of materials for air conditioners, condensers, and furnaces. That, coupled with inflation and increased costs for EPA regulations, she will have no choice but to raise prices.
I'd say 10 to 15% isn't out of the norm. We have consumer financing, and that's the upside.
Meanwhile, back in Romulus,
I'm wearing Michigan-made, USA-made shoes. I only sell USA-made steel, right? I pride myself on that because I believe that it takes a whole community, right? If we're all buying the cheapest thing because we can save a buck, that's sending the dollars out of here.
Randy Wembley, 7 News Detroit.
Appreciate that perspective, Randy. Thank you.